Tonight on the Maui Daily, another storm is headed our way. Lower Nahiku is stranded after Lala takes out a bridge. The police commission looks beyond one lieutenant. A bombshell question could upend the East Maui water fight, and sea level rise suddenly looks different when hotel zoning is on the table. These stories and more right now. Aloha, welcome to the Maui Daily for Thursday, August 20th, 2026. I'm Patty Lee. U.S. Senator Brian Schatz visited Lānaʻi last week, touring the future site of the island's first ever adult daycare center and the Lānaʻi Community Health Center. Schatz secured more than $2 million for the new center and health center renovations. He also visited the Lānaʻi Culture and Heritage Center and Hokuau Affordable Housing Project. Earlier this year, Schatz and Representative Jill Tokuda secured another $1.2 million for infrastructure supporting the first phase of a planned 372-unit affordable housing development. The Maui Police Commission is investigating whether failures inside MPD went beyond one lieutenant, following the federal case against Lieutenant Michael Lala. An outside investigation with a formerly hired investigator will examine safeguards and oversight, whether eliminating units contributed to failures, and whether anything warrants discipline or removal. It will also scrutinize when Chief John Pelletier learned of the problems, what he did, and whether his response was appropriate. Commissioners also voted 8-0 to recommend Lala be placed on unpaid administrative leave. Governor Green held a press conference today on recovery from Hurricane Lala, announcing that power on Maui is now 99% restored. Meanwhile, Tropical Depression 2C is strengthening as it approaches the state this weekend and is forecast to become Tropical Storm Moke, tracking farther south with a smaller wind field than Lala. East Maui could still see significant rainfall Sunday into Monday, along with locally strong gusty winds and a heightened risk of flash flooding and mudslides because Lala left the ground saturated and unstable. Officials are urging residents to replenish supplies and prepare now. And for property taxes due today, Maui County property owners impacted by Lala can apply for a one-time extension through September 20th. Applicants must describe their storm impacts to the County Treasury Division, with more information available online or at 270-7697. Some lower Nahiku residents remain cut off after Lala washed away their bridge, leaving them without safe access to food, water, and supplies. Residents told Hawaii News Now the bridge had deteriorated for years before they repaired it themselves in 2019. One man narrowly escaped as it washed away. County records show questions over ownership and responsibility dating back decades. Officials are again determining who owns the bridge, while residents are asking for a temporary crossing. After BLNR's historic August 14th vote, the Board of Water Supply heard an even bigger question today. Does Mahi Pono even own the East Maui irrigation system? Historic licenses presented to the board could indicate much of the aqueduct system should have reverted to state ownership decades ago, despite years of being called privately owned. There was no vote on that question today, while the board separately approved sending its previously presented Lahaina water use report to the state. But if that ownership argument holds, Maui communities may have spent decades fighting for control of infrastructure that should have belonged to the public all along. The Maui County Council continued 2 recess meetings yesterday. The Housing and Land Use Committee debated proposed hotel zoning, including sea level rise and the potential loss of resident housing. Councilmember Tamara Paulton pointed to the irony of property owners previously questioning sea level rise concerns, but now citing sea level rise risk in order to seek hotel zoning. Later, the Disaster Recovery Committee heard that Hale, Ola, Ea, and Kilohana are expected to transition to county-run programs while permanent housing is built. And they continued closed-door discussions on possibly acquiring Lahaina area water infrastructure. Hurricane Lala again exposed Maui's communication gaps, with some residents losing power, internet, and cell service simultaneously. State lawmakers questioned Broadband officials Tuesday, who blamed both power failures and damaged infrastructure. The outages renewed concerns first highlighted by the Lahaina wildfire, particularly for kupuna and people with disabilities, who may struggle to leave home for help. Hawaii is currently investing more than $265 million in inter-island infrastructure and expanded broadband connectivity. One piece of that effort could bring a major broadband upgrade to Lānaʻi through the proposed Hawaiian Islands fiber link. The subsea fiber system would land at Manele Small Boat Harbor, replacing connectivity that relies on an undersea system already beyond its 25-year design life. The Lānaʻi Planning Commission received an update Wednesday with construction targeted for the second half of 2027, following required archaeological testing. Maui's Commission on Persons with Disabilities is pushing for stronger county accessibility oversight and improvement to Special Fair Day. Cancer patients, survivors, and caregivers can also attend free Cancer, Thriving, and Surviving workshops on Wednesdays through September 9th at the Cameron Center. Meanwhile, Kahale Akeola's newly nationally certified medical respite program now provides houseless patients a place to recover after hospitalization. MPD's Mobile Medical Education Unit continues bringing services directly to Maui's houseless community and is at Kalama Park every Monday in August from 9 to noon. Services include health checks, wound care, mental health and substance use support, help accessing benefits, and food, clothing, hygiene supplies, and Narcan through community partners. And immigration policy can have impacts far beyond immigration itself. This week, Tom Blackburn-Rodriguez looks at a new federal rule affecting international students and what it could mean for Hawaii's schools, jobs, and economy.
Aloha, and welcome to the Hawaii Immigration Report. I'm Tom Blackburn-Rodriguez. We opened the program this week with a story that has been overlooked on the impact of immigration policy decisions. A case in point is a new Department of Homeland Security rule that limits international student school attendance to a maximum of 4 years. This affects international students at the University of Hawaii and other schools nationwide as well. The rule was quietly issued on July 17th and takes effect on September 15th. For the current academic year, the University of Hawaii reported an enrollment of approximately 1,500 international students. According to Hawaii government statistics, in 2024, international students injected over $260 million into Hawaii's economy, supported nearly 2,740 local jobs, and generated $15.6 million in state revenue. According to DBED International Student Research, every 10% decline in the international student body strips roughly $26 million in total economic output and $1.5 million in direct state tax revenue from the Hawaii economy. While the growing number of human and civil rights violations continues to be the norm for ICE, we cannot ignore the power of an out-of-control federal bureaucracy to inflict damage upon us as we are distracted. One more thing. ICE is proposing to spend $20 million to purchase electric shocking gloves similar to a taser for its agents, supposedly for crowd control, but primarily used to subdue unruly prisoners. One hears this news and can only remember the closing sentence in the Joseph Conrad novel Heart of Darkness, where the main character dies after all he has seen and done and moans, "The horror, the horror." I'm Tom Blackburn-Rodriguez. Thanks for watching. Good night and good luck.
The Maui County Fair Parade kicks off the 99th Maui Fair Thursday, October 1st at 4:30. Participation is first come, first served, with applications due by noon September 1st through the Maui Fair website. Accepted participants must attend a mandatory meeting September 8th from 6 to 7 p.m. at Pomaikai Elementary School cafeteria. Maui Humane Society is recovering from Tropical Storm Lala after an extended power failure caused the loss of critical supplies and is asking for help restocking. In happier news, 34 animals found homes last week. And voting continues through August 31st for the 2027 Sketch a Pet calendar. And Coconut, a 2-year-old cat missing from Kula 200 since July 17th, still needs her happy ending. Anyone with information can contact Emily at 276-5736. And with that, here's this week's
and can't wait to be part of an ohana again. Could Bruce be the missing piece in your family?
That's it for today's Maui Daily. Mahalo for joining us. This is how we stay connected. Remember, Akakū facilities as well as county offices and several facilities will all be closed tomorrow for Statehood Day. Remember to check out Akakū YouTube for more content. I'm Patty Lee. Please pay attention on the road. Have a wonderful Thursday night and keep smiling. Aloha.